pencil, whatever you need to write with, and we are going to go ahead and get started on tonight. All right. So we want to thank each and every one of you for being here. We thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule. And again, one last time, if you have invited somebody here on tonight and you don't see them here, please send them a reminder and say, listen, we're about to get started. We're about to take off and you are going to miss it, right? Because if that plane takes off, you're already left at the dock. You're already left at the where you got on at, right? You're already left behind. You have to be on the plane so that you can take off. So if I have anybody here that's ready to take off, go ahead and say me in the chat so that we can take off and get this Zoom started on tonight. All right, you all, thank you for being here. And I see me. So my name is Tedra Gordon, and I reside in the Georgia area, exactly Powder Springs to be exact. And I'm originally from Philadelphia. And about a year, a little over a year ago, my family and I moved to Georgia, and it has been one of the best decisions that we have made. Not always comfortable, but a great decision by far. And listen, about 10 years ago in 2015, I was introduced to an industry I wasn't really looking at the time. I kind of was looking, but I wasn't looking because our daughter needed to go to college. And my husband and I both have two great full-time jobs, or as they say, two great full-time jobs. But how many of people know when you need your kids to go to college and you start looking at those bills and those numbers start popping up, you say to yourself, well, whoa, how are we going to do that, right? So a friend of mine said, listen, I got something for you. I have something for you to look at. And I said, okay, I could take a look at that. So I got started in the industry and I have not looked back. It has been truly a blessing for us. We've seen so many different things in the area of health and wellness. We've been able to, change a lot of things in our lives, not only physically, but also financially. But guess what? Through going through different companies, I met a lady by the name of Nina Mora who introduced me and just kept sharing with me and say, you know what, Tetra, you've done good, but I have something better for you. And we've been a couple different companies together and we've done some great things. But a few months ago, we were introduced to something that completely changed our life. And I have to say it changed our lives because as a certified health and wellness coach, I've seen like lotions and potions and all different kinds of things that people maybe could utilize or maybe they couldn't because, they said to themselves, well, I don't know if I can take that because I have this issue and that issue. Can y'all understand what I'm talking about? You ever tried to share something with someone and it just wasn't for them because they could not utilize what you had because they had other things that got in the way and they couldn't take that particular product. Well, I'm here on tonight to introduce you to something that's safe for everyone, safe for anybody from a baby on up to a senior. Could anybody get excited about something that could be safe for everyone? If that is you, go ahead and say me in the chat. Say me in the chat because we want to introduce you to a simple concept on tonight that can completely change your life, that requires no drugs, no chemicals, no ingredients, and no contraindications. So if you could get excited about changing your life, again, let's say me in the chat, and I want to introduce you to what we know now as Superpatch. This is a company that is completely changing our lives. And we got introduced to it back in March of this year. And I'm telling you, our CEO, Mr. Jay Dollywall, who is the founder and CEO of Superpatch, says he's here to build something generational that will transform the world, and anything else is a waste of time. And he can say that because guess what? We know, like I said, all kinds of lotions and potions we've seen. And this is not another Me Too product. This is something that stands alone by itself. And I love the fact that he says this is a blue ocean opportunity. So let's get excited about Super Patch and let's get excited about something that can completely change our lives. So this is disruptive technology. And guess what? When there's disruptive technology, it changes the world and it will always change because when it's disruptive, there's not anything else that can take the place of what we have here. And that's what Superpatch is doing for each and every one of us. Who could get excited, or if you could get excited about being aligned with something that's disruptive technology, go ahead and drop some flames in the chat. All right, so let's move forward and go ahead with that. So we're solving the biggest problems in the world. And when you can solve the biggest problems in the world, you create the biggest opportunity. If you believe solving the biggest problems in the world creates the biggest opportunities, go ahead and say yes in the chat. Go ahead and say yes in the chat because when you solve the biggest problems, you can help any and everybody. And that's what this has allowed us to do, help everyone. So now we're here and this is a really big opportunity to solve the global wellness problems in the world. Now, as you look at this on the slide and on the screen here, I want you to think about the fact of all the global problems that are in the world today. And what sticks out to me is because it's smack dab in the middle of the screen is the fact that 6 billion people have poor sleep. Does anybody know anybody that has poor sleep? And as I read these off, if anything resonates with you or you know somebody, could be you, and I'm not here to judge, I'm not even going to look and see, but if you can resonate or if any of these resonate with you or you know somebody, guess what? Just go ahead and say me in the chat. There's 2 billion people who are dealing with calorie control, high stress, 2.4 billion people, low energy. 2 billion people have low energy, right? And I can relate to that because I once had low energy. Mood issues, 1.8 billion. Maybe poor mobility. Y'all know as y'all are walking around, you see people who have trouble moving, who are not able to get around, aches and pains, 1.6 billion. So I'm sure there's something here that resonates with each and every one of us. And we know somebody that could utilize this information and is dealing with some of these wellness problems. So now there are current solutions that to those global wellness problems, but how many of you know that the current solutions may not always be the best, all right? Because what you see here are supplements. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. Remember, I just mentioned to you, not everybody can take every supplement that's available. You have therapy. Well, guess what? We know the cost of therapy can be expensive. You have to change your lifestyle. Who really wants to change their lifestyle? See, we want the results without the change of lifestyle. Maybe exercise. But guess what? How many of you know that if you're in pain, you can't exercise? If you're immobile, you can't exercise. Maybe diet change. You know, many times we don't want to change anything. We want the results, but not the changes that are required. And over the counter products. So if you could resonate with any of those or you think that those are a waste of time, go ahead and drop a number 1 in the chat. All right. So we're going to show you that there are risks and challenges with the current solutions. And if you have dealt with any of these or know somebody that has dealt with any of these, go ahead and let us know in the chat. Okay. Maybe you find that those are hard to use. There's a safety issue. Now, we can all relate to overdosage because most of the time, people who are on medications, they're on one medication, leads to another medication, and yet still another medication. Many times, there's high costs, contraindications. Okay. Then you have to deal with resistance of change of lifestyle and all the side effects. And we know there's side effects on top of side effects. But what is really interesting to me is that even though we see side effects, we will still go ahead and utilize the medications because we don't know any other way. And I'm not knocking what the doctor gives us, but I am saying we will ignore those side effects and take it because we don't know there's another way. But if I could show you on tonight that there's a better way, say better way in the chat. All right. So what people really want and need, and I know that some of you can relate to this because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, are drug-free solutions. All right. No contraindications, safe for mom and children. Who could get excited about something that's safe for the mom and the child? Because many times as parents, guess what? We're saying, wow, there has to be something else I could give my kid, but we don't know another way. Well, finally, we're going to show you that there is a better way, something easy to use, no side effects, okay? Quick and effective. So which one of these or which of these resonates with you, and whichever ones do, guess what? Go ahead and drop it in the comments so we can see which of these resonate with you, because again, there is a better way. So what we're going to do is listen, we know that there is a new approach that's needed, and it's time for a breakthrough technology. Now, if you could get excited about having a breakthrough, right? Listen, let me know, and we want to introduce you to the Superpatch, which is 100% drug-free, quick and proven benefits. It's made in the USA. It's FDA registered. Okay, now it does not have to be FDA approved because there's no drugs, no chemicals, and no ingredients. We have 95% positive reviews. Now, y'all don't come after me for 95% because guess what? There's always going to be somebody that complains. There's always going to be somebody who says, oh, it didn't work for them. But I'm telling you, 95% is pretty darn good. And guess what? There's more than 1 million happy clients. So if you could get excited about the super patch, go ahead and put some flames in the chat, because what we want to do right now is go ahead and share with you how this technology works. All right. Now you probably see on the screen all about that VTT, and you don't even need to be concerned about that because guess what, y'all? I'm not a doctor, and you're going to hear from the doctor on tonight, but even the doctors, right, don't want to explain this information. We have a quick 5-minute video that we're going to share with you. And the reason why we share this video, because we want you to know you don't have to be the expert, okay? You allow the video to do the work for you. So what I need all of you to do right now is make sure you pay close attention. This is not the time to get distracted, to check your cell phone or look away. Pay attention to this quick 5-minute video, and then we'll be back to share more information with you.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet, bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Superpatch company is unlocking the superpowers of human skin. Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body temperature, and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, the Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secrets of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body.
Hey everybody, just give us a second. We're going to start the video over.
Or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Superpatch company. This have been published in peer-reviewed science journals.
I didn't see the video.
Give us 1 second, man. We're working on it. We're going to
Oh,
play the video. Give us one
okay.
second.
Good
Okay.
evening.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet, bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Superpatch company is unlocking the superpowers of human skin. Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body temperature, and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, the Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secrets of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body. When your skin experiences something hot or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Superpatch company. This elegant and effective technology has gone through clinical studies, and the amazing results have been published in peer-reviewed science journals. And their benefits are game-changing. For example, let's talk about pain. The Freedom Superpatch focuses on pain management. Users of the patch reported a 72% reduction in pain within minutes, and the relief lasts for 24 hours. Here's how this amazing technology works. It's well known that our minds regulate our physiology. The autonomic nervous system and other neural networks, much like computer programs in the mind, control every aspect of our physical lives, from our heart and breathing rates to sleep and pain. But these networks can become dysfunctional or damaged due to factors like illness, stress, injury, or the environment. And when your neural networks stop working optimally, it can affect every aspect of your health. So to utilize these neural pathways, those ion channels, the Superpatch company has been developing skin stimulation technology for more than 12 years. It's called Haptic Vibrotactile Trigger Technology, or VTT. Each Superpatch contains very fine ridges that stimulate receptors in your skin. Think of them as braille for the brain. And the unique patterns of these ridges help reboot a specific neural program. When these ridges touch the skin, the stimulation starts instantly correcting those neural programs, essentially rewiring your brain. We're talking about life-changing benefits. For example, more than 50 million Americans have sleep disorders. And according to the National Institute of Health, insufficient sleep is estimated to have a negative annual impact on the U.S. economy of more than $400 billion. Studies have shown that people who wear the REM Superpatch for 2 weeks fall asleep 48% faster and get almost 25% more sleep at night. Every year, more than 36 million falls are reported among older Americans, and studies show that balance is the most reliable biomarker for longevity. In other words, if you have good balance and stability, the more likely you are to live longer. Studies on the Liberty Superpatch reveal that it can improve balance and stability by more than 30%. This is all done without drugs, electronic stimulation, or therapies. Most importantly, the patches are safe and easy to use. 100% drug and chemical free. No ingredients or supplements, and there are no contraindications or side effects. It's great to be active. It's even better to be proactive. The Superpatch, backed by research, proven by science.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. My computer, I don't know what it's doing right now, and I don't even know what screen you're seeing right now because it's okay. Here we go. So this just proves anyone can do this, right? All right. So I am so excited for all of you guys to be here. I just love that video. I actually took some notes down that I every time I listen to it, I hear something different that resonates what's going on. And today, this is what I heard. I heard everything that touches your skin sends a signal. Even though we kind of know that already, it's just so simple that that's how we have to look at these patches. Like when we touch something that's hot or touch something that's cold, or if we get something poked in our skin, it immediately sends a signal to our brain. And that's exactly how these patches work. And they talked about effective and elegant technology. I love those words, effective and elegant. Don't that sound good? So that I just want to put a patch on because it's effective and elegant. And then it says our minds regulates our physiology. And that sounds like a whole lot going on there, but really it's just saying that our brain controls everything in our body. So if something is going on, like pain, or maybe you're in a bad mood, or maybe you've got inflammation, or maybe you're just out of focus and all over the place, it's not outside nature. It's just your brain, and it just needs to be rewired and corrected. And that's what we have here today. All right. So we're going to go over the patches. If you are excited and ready to get into what these patches can do for you, let's put ready in the chat. And then we're going to do some testimonials, and then we've got a special treat after that. I'm going to try and share my screen again. Let's see what happens here. I just don't know what was going on. See if I can get to the patches. If everybody can put in the chat, if you have some patches on right now, how many patches do you have on? Let's see who has the highest number. I saw 4. How many? 6. All right, Miss Mary. Looks like you're winning so far. 6. Okay. So that's what I do love. Every patch has its own signal. So you are able to wear as many as you need to take care of what you need to take care of in your body. Okay. Can we get a thumbs up? Can you guys see this okay? All right, perfect. All right, so let's go over these patches. First, we have our Freedom Patch, which is our pain patch. All right, so it relieves minor aches and pains in muscles and joints, maybe from exercise, maybe from sciatica, maybe from inflammation, arthritis. Whatever your pain is, the Freedom Patch is going to help. All right, we have our Victory patch and our Liberty patch. Now, they both are very similar. All right, Liberty and Victory both help with balance, stability, agility. It helps reduce inflammation, but they work on two different nervous systems. Okay, so depending on what you have going on, Victory may work better for athletic performance. If you work out, it gives you more endurance, helps you burn more calories. It helps you with recovery. It also helps with neuropathy. So if you're dealing with that type of pain, Victory is the patch for you. And then Liberty, of course, is our foundational patch with our balance, stability, agility, helps reduce inflammation, give us faster recovery. But the main thing with the Liberty patch is that it gets our brains back into homeostasis, which just means it gets it to where it's supposed to be. Without all the wacky things that goes on in life. All right. So let's just say you have a pain level that is about 5 and below. All right. So the pain patch will probably be okay for you. Wherever you are having that issue, you can put the patch there and it's pretty much going to take care of it. Okay. But when we get into higher levels of pain, that is when we want to start having an additional patch for a combination. All right. So we could add Liberty and add Victory because it does help with inflammation. And a lot of times when we have inflammation in our body, we have pain. And if we have pain in our body, it's because we have inflammation. So if we're on those higher pain levels, then we probably want to combine all of those together. And then we're going to hop over to the end there to peace. That just calms your body. It calms your nervous system. It calms your muscles. It just calms everything. So if you are in the higher levels of pain, peace is an also added benefit to put with that, just to calm your body down. All right. So that is a great combo for you for pain levels. Then we have our Ignite patch, which is that's like a Superman, Superwoman type patch because you can burn up to 500 calories at a resting state. Okay. You ain't even got to be doing nothing. And you're going to burn up to an extra 500 calories. Could get excited about that. Put that in the chat. All right. So just imagine if you had your Victory and your Ignite on. So if you're a workout person, you are going to burn so many calories. Okay. And then we couple the Ignite with our Kick It patch down at the bottom because Kick It helps break our behavioral addictive patterns. Okay. Now that could be anything. That could be biting nails. That could be maybe you want to stop smoking. Anything that you've come into an addictive brain pattern, overthinking, right? That's an addictive brain pattern for sure. But Kick It will help you stop the snacking, the cravings, help control your appetite. So the Ignite and Kick It together is a great combination for increasing your metabolism and all of that. All right. Then we have our Joy patch. I love the Joy patch. It just gets you in a better mood. And peace and joy together is an excellent combination. All right. So if you're dealing with sadness, dealing with grief, dealing with anxiousness, peace and joy is the way to go. All right. And if you're a woman of a certain age, sometimes we get into those little mood swings. Peace and joy it will be very beneficial for you. Then we have our Lumi patch, which is for our skin. It helps clear your skin, whether it be eczema, psoriasis, or teenage acne, adult acne. It helps tighten up the skin. So it clears the skin and tightens it up. It gives you a radiant glow. So no more 6-step expensive facial routines. We can get you patched with a Lumi and you are going to get a radiant glow. You're going to look younger every day. Then we have our Defend patch, which is one of my favorites. It helps with immunity. It helps with blood flow and circulation, and it also helps with allergy symptoms. Okay. I did not have allergies till I turned like 40, and it just seems to be getting worse every year. And this season, in March. Yeah, in March, we started using the Defend patch, and I have not had a problem this year. My eyes are not itchy. My nose is not running. I have felt good all summer long. And my son plays football, so we're outside a lot in the grass. So this Defend patch has been a lifesaver for me. Focus. It just helps you be productive, keeps you focused. It also has um, memory. It helps you with enhanced memory, gives you more mental clarity and focus. Now, if you have peace and focus together, that is an excellent combination if you just need to get things done. Okay. Also, for the kids, if you have children that just have a hard time, uh, listening in class or paying attention in class, or just, they just don't want to sit down and just focus. Peace and focus is a great combination for the kids. And again, these patches don't have any ingredients, no drugs, no chemicals. So it's safe for the kids and up. All right. So we've got Rocket, which is good for our sexual enhancement. It does work on men and women. Rocket is one where we do need to wear it for a little bit before it takes into effect. All right. So depending on what your age is, you might need to wear it a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks for it to get into effect. All right. And then we have our rim. We listened to this about in the video. It helps us get a great quality of sleep. All right. So the difference here is if you take like a sleeping pill or melatonin that kind of gets you drowsy, right? The REM patch isn't to put you to sleep, but when you do go to sleep, you're going to get a great quality of sleep so that when you wake up in the morning, you're going to be energized and ready to go for the day. All right. And then last but not least, we have our boost patch here, which is great clean energy. And this is great energy all day. All right. So we don't need to be using those other things that be messing with our heart. We can just get patch and have the energy that we need throughout the day. So those are our patches. So what we are going to do now, we have a couple testimonies for you to listen to. First, we are going to hear a young lady out of the DMV area, Miss Marika. Let me find you. I think you can unmute, but let me see. All right, there we are.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh,
Just gonna give a quick testimony. Well, they asked me to give a testimony, and I was like, well, how can I narrow down all of these goodies into one little quick testimony? So I'm gonna try to do my best just to give you like a just a little sample of why I love these patches. So I'm a physical therapist now, 25 years. I'm a stretch therapist for a year now, mom of three, a wife, pastor, daughter, which all of those titles allow me another level of people who I can help with these patches. So over the years, watching my mom take many, many, many medicines. I mean, so many bottles and baskets of medications and pills. And I am very certain that it was the medications that she was taking for one thing that trickled into something else, and that trickled into something else, and that trickled into something else. So I remember back, even before I got married, she was dealing with gout. And of course, for gout, they like to give colchicine. And of course, colchicine, I am certain that that's what damaged her kidneys. Then, of course, with kidney damage, she had to go on dialysis, and she was on dialysis for 14 years. So, of course, when you're dealing with dialysis, you're going in 3 times a week, and they're draining, everything in and out, in and out, in and out. So, of course, now it's causing heart damage. So now with heart damage, now you got to be put on another medication, and then another medication, and then another medication. And she ended up having triple bypass surgery, some years ago. So I just saw the process. So I love Superpatch and being a part of it because it now allows me to provide a holistic alternative to instead of taking pills. You hear that? That's empty. My pill cabinet is not even full anymore like it used to be with all these medications. But instead of taking pills that damage your liver and your heart and your kidneys and all of your vital organs, I can now offer not just my family members, but my clients a patch, a drug-free patch, and put away all of the pills and things like that. And I've been in many companies, and because my mom was on dialysis, there were certain things that I was selling that were natural and healthy that she could not use because of the diet regime that they have that goes along with dialysis. So I absolutely love these patches. Just a few testimonies with my children. I told you, we have different levels of people we can help, but the patches are drug free and anyone, babies can use them. So with my twins, I have 16-year-old twin girls. And that time of the month is for the last few months, for some reason, it has gotten worse. And when I say the Freedom Patch has been the trick, and I do partner it sometimes with other things, depending on how intense it is. But the Freedom Patch has been a lifesaver. I don't always have to go pick them up from school like I used to anymore. I'm checking in on them like, hey, do you need me to pick you up? How you doing? They're like, no, I put the patch on this morning. I'm like, okay, win-win situation. Then the Victory now is my favorite for my son because this is his first season playing football, first year in high school. So he's definitely wearing the Victory patch. And then, of course, they're testing in schools. My daughter has to take the PSAT tomorrow. Guess what? I will be patching her up. So they take the Focus. And you all heard me, talking about my mom or whatever. But this past summer, we lost my mom after the 14 years of dialysis because once again, things began to trickle and trickle and trickle. But just during that season of grief, and it's not over because it does come in waves. Some days are good, some days you're like, what in the world is going on? And when I say these two right here have been my friends, peace and joy. Listen, I rely on the peace and joy of God, but listen, prayer plus these patches is like a winning combination. Winning combination. Also, as a therapist, dealing with different types of clients, not only for my clients, but for myself, I want to make sure that I keep myself together and things like that because for some reason here lately I have a lot of heavy duty patients and I'm like, okay, I need to work out more, do something, but just with muscle tension and things like that, this morning I took this piece and I popped it right back there on that muscle. Also, defend. I'm around so many different people, going in different homes, people coming to me to get their stretches, all kinds of things, and people and climates. My family definitely every morning we take the defend to help keep our immune system intact. But my first go-to for my clients, I walked into, I'm trying to make sure I word this correctly, but a client on last week was trying to do something that they probably shouldn't have been doing, and they turned around. Their balance is an issue, major issue. They turned around and almost fell into the wall. And I'm like, what are you doing? So not only as a therapist can I work on their balance with exercises and therapeutic activities, but I can use the liberty and the victory to add to it. So I was like, well, let me try because I had my patches on my arm and they asked questions. He was like, what is that? What is that? I said, let me try something. I did this balance test. Of course, I didn't have to because we already know he could barely walk with the cane. I did the balance test, put the victory patch on him because I didn't have Liberty with me, put the victory patch on him. His friend was sitting there looking, and I said, well, walk. He was like, he grabbed the cane. I said, no, 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 not with the cane. And he started walking through his home. And he was like, oh my goodness. So he went in his bedroom to get something. And he came out. He was like, I always lose my balance when I walk around the corner of my bed. And I didn't just now. He's like, what is that? And what is in it? So, yes, I love the patches. I got a million more testimonies, but that's all I have for tonight. Thank you, Dr. Dunn and Ms. Tedra, for the opportunity to share on tonight.
Awesome. Thank you, Marika, so much. So, as a medical professional, as a mom, as a wife, just as a person in general, that's why we got to be ready. We got to have all the patches because you just never know what you're going to need from day to day. All right. So, me and Miss Robin Owens had the pleasure of going to an assisted living home today to patch the residents. And we weren't able to get any of the residents on because there was a lot going on and they were feeling good and we were just so excited. So I'm gonna let Miss Robin come on to briefly share the just what we experienced with the residents on today. Are you able to unmute? Okay, there we
I
go.
am. Can you guys
All
hear
right.
me? Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dr. Dunn and Ms. Hedger, for allowing me to speak. Yeah, today was a day. I haven't had one of those in a while, but it felt amazing. First of all, when I arrived, they were there waiting for me. They had been told that we were coming. And so when I walked in, the lady that worked there said, and this is the lady that's coming. And so they were like, oh my gosh, all excited. So you guys, I'm used to when we do events, you set up your tablecloth. I couldn't even get the tablecloth on the table, let alone the other setup. They were just ready. And so they were asking each other, so where's the sign up sheet and what is she going to do?
I ain't heard
So
that in a long time.
They
Got a
still
it
phone.
was,
they still doing it. Oh yeah, she going strong.
Unmute yourself, Robin.
okay. So I didn't know that they would be that excited. So that was really great to see because as Dr. Dunn said, we were in an assisted living facility. And so when we walked in, the stereotypical thing about a lot of people in pain was actually fact. So there were the walkers and the canes and all of these kind of things. And I just started patching them. I asked who wanted to be first. Someone immediately stood up, and after that, everybody was ready. Their stories about what they are going through, how long they've been going through, the Superpatch look on their face that we call it when you do the stability test and they're just shocked. That never gets old. It's priceless. I love, love, love seeing that because that's a sign that they are feeling better. And there were so many that were saying, I feel better. There were some that we did the Liberty and the combo for pain always works. Liberty, freedom, and peace. Go with defend if you need to come back a little bit later. And I found kick it also helps. So some had on like 2 or 3 and some had on a few more. But every single one said that they felt better. They came in with their pain. The highest someone said was 8. And when we were finished, she was in no pain at all. And they've got their stories about all that they got going on. One lady had been to the doctor yesterday and she's on a lot of medication. She asked the doctor to take her off some. She said, so he took me off 5 of them and I got to go back Monday and he can take me off some more. So we were like, how many are you on? So just the stories, you guys, we are blessed. I believe this is the fingerprint of God. I believe it. That's what I'm trusting in. And what we are doing excites me because I am a person that always loved to help people. And now I got something in my hands. We all do. We have something in our hands that only is going to help and not going to hurt anyone because there's nothing in it. So I'm excited. I'm going to do some more. If you got those in your neighborhood or in your area, you guys, my suggestion is call and see if they'll let you come in. You may be surprised they may let you come in. And it's just so much good that we can do. So thank you for letting me speak.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Robin. It was awesome today. And I'm kind of glad I had to leave a little earlier to pick up the kids because I know they probably would have had me crying. I'm always crying where they go to feeling better and they share their stories. But it's a good cry. You know, it's sad that people have to go through what they go through. And it's sad that people have to keep going through it because they don't have anyone else to advocate for them. They don't have anyone to give them other options to the point that they really just have no hope. One of the ladies we had showed her list of medications. It was like 15 of them, and 3 of them were a narcotic. So I don't even know how she walks around, but she was feeling good when she left us today. So I'm sure that she's happy that, she's off some of those meds and now she's going to have the patches to help her keep feeling better. So now we have a special treat. We're going to go down to Florida and we are going to bring up Dr. Nicole Branwell. She has been in the medical field for over 30 years and she is so excited about the patches. So she's just going to talk to you more in depth on the benefits and how they are working in our body. Dr. Nicole, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm
All
ready.
right.
Can you
It's
hear me?
yours. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Awesome. Awesome. So, I love coming on here and talking about these patches. I am super, super excited. I even have a friend from school that is on here as a guest. And, is one of those people that is not able to take stuff because it's going to interact with something. So I am so excited that she's here to be able to hear this. And I see her face and she is responding to what we're telling her, which is totally true. So, yes, I have been a medical doctor for 31 years. I'm a holistic wellness specialist now. I'm actually the holistic diabetes demolition diva. All right. And so, what that means is we getting rid of that diabetes without medication in a natural way. And this is so, so powerful that we're able to do this because I'm just really passionate about how this science and technology comes together. And unfortunately, I've had people reach back out to me. They're interested in the patches, but they say that they don't see any research. And I said, how come? You didn't ask me because I can send you a whole bunch of research because that's what I look for when I am using products. And so, first of all, know that I wouldn't be here if there wasn't powerful research behind this science, like real tangible science. And when Mrs. Nina Moorer sent me that video, I was like, where is this? I need it now. We need it now. Like, how come we're not there already? And so because we can help everyone. And so in a previous life, I was a pediatrician for 20 years. And I couldn't help some of the kids. We changed medicine over and over for ADHD. The parents are going crazy, the teachers are going crazy, the poor child is, just not knowing what to do, trying to advocate for the child so that we don't over medicate is something else. And so now we have something that we can actually offer. I can't go back to the kids that I had then because some of them have kids of their own now. Don't ask me my age. Actually, I don't mind. I'll be 60 next month. So, Lumi patch. But anyway, 2.0, by the
Okay.
way. Uh, so, I'm super excited about this. As a medical doctor, I really have never seen this in my 31 years of being a doctor, never seen anything like this. We are able to help with balance and stability. And I really think that people don't realize how important balance and stability is because even to your blood pressure and your blood sugar, as Dr. Dunn said, and as you heard on the video, that and Ms. Tedra Gordon told you that the autonomic nervous system is controlling those things. And guess what? We have that control in the Liberty patch communicating with your brain to correct what's going on. Okay, so when you're stressed, and so that's why we use that peace patch too, because when you're stressed, you stay in that fight or flight. Like your body, you might not be doing this on the outside, but guarantee you, your body's doing that on the inside with all kinds of things like cortisol and adrenaline. And we have all been under stress for so long that guess what? Everybody needs a peace patch. And some days you might need two, but it works and it helps. And I'm not an excitable person. Actually, my friend knows me from school. I'm even keeled, been like that my whole life. And let me tell you, I still need the peace patch. I need that because stress just gets you, there's just too much going on. And so you're able to focus when you have that on. So I could go on and on about that, and I don't want to right now because we'll be on here all night. But unlike medications and some supplements, now supplements there are better ones than others, and I believe in getting proper nutrients in, but these don't have any chemicals. I don't have to worry about what's in them like I have to with the supplements. I have to be mindful of that because someone with kidney issues, someone with liver issues, someone with neurological issues, we have to be careful about what we're saying. And you don't just, I've been doing that my whole career And I don't have to do that with the patches, which is amazing. So no chemicals, nothing that's going to poison you, nothing to ingest, nothing to absorb. It's just tactile. It's going to be on. Here's my Defend patch, because guess what? I haven't had to use my Zyrtec for like months. And I'm so excited about that, because 3 days without Zyrtec, it was not good. It was not a good thing. So this is just neuro frequency technology, which makes them safe for children of all ages down to the babies. Man, if I could have helped some more babies with that colic, man, and put a peace patch on some of those babies, oh my gosh, they would have loved me more than they already love me. Anyway, and we can use it on seniors and even people that have multiple medications, because guess what? No contraindications. It's not gonna interfere with anything. But I want to speak to give it time to work. Much of this pain that you all are feeling has been there for a long period of time. Yes, the patches are helping your body, your brain rewire and correct it, but it will happen over time. And even if you don't feel it, something is happening in your brain. You don't feel everything that goes on in your brain. You go insane if that were the case, right? You wouldn't be able to function. So just know that it's happening under the radar over and over. Keep wearing them, because they are going to work, because they are correcting the issue. Now, we don't make any medical claims of cure or disease diagnoses, but know that those symptoms and putting the patches together are taking care of things that we didn't even know that they would address. So definitely more than one patch at a time is recommended by me. I'm at a 4-patch minimum, all right, for everyone, because all of us have things going on and we're always getting older. Every day we're getting older from the day that we were born. So guess what? How about some prevention? Don't wait till something's going on. If you focus, using the focus patch to keep your memory going, to keep you productive, all of that is good, because the more productive you are, then your mind is actually stronger and you're building your mind. You're able to concentrate on things more and actually make your brain stronger. We can make our brains better at any age. Okay, so know that. All right. So again, I could go on and on. I love the testimonials. Thank you, Marika. Thank you, Robin. That's pretty exciting being in the assisted living. I bet you they were swarming you. So, and then just know chronic illnesses and all of that. Again, give the patches time to work. Use more than one patch. You can put more than one pain patch on. I was patching some people today, man, to see the look on their faces. And some of them try to stay calm and cool, but then I can see that they stand up straighter. I can see that their neck is straight rather than hunched over like this. That is life changing. And especially when they say, I always have the pain, it's always there. And in a few, not even minutes, it was seconds that they're like, it's not there anymore. And somebody that had pain in 2 hips and her balance was off, she was just scooting down the sidewalk today. And I was like, it's amazing. And that is such a great feeling. If for nothing else, we get to feel good because we're helping people feel better. All right. So 2 other things that I wanted to speak to, because I don't usually speak on the business, but let me tell you, and I know they're going to share some stuff with you, but doctors, health professionals, guess what? We need extra money too. But how about that we can have extra money and do what's in our heart and in our profession to help and reach out and help people. And then guess what? Your income can be different too if you partner with us. I just have to say that because I don't get to say it all the time. So I wrote it down to make sure that I said it. But you feel good, and through helping people, you're going to get back what you're putting out there. And man, we are on a mission to patch 1 million. You should really come along with us, because this is a fun ride. This is the funnest, if that's a word, funnest that I've ever had to be able to do this. And so Superpatch does create that additional stream of income, and they're going to tell you about some special stuff that's going on for October. October is just like amazing. You are going to talk about that, right? So I just wanted to say, if you weren't, this movement is just for you. You don't have to be a doctor. I don't sit there and doctor over people. I do the same thing that I would show you to do. So it's easy peasy. Hey, pass, patch, post, share, care. That's our mantra. That's my mantra. And I'm going to give it back to you, Dr. Dunn, so you can tell them all that other stuff that I told them you're going to tell them.
All right, awesome. We should have just let you close it out. That was really good. Let's give some fire flames first for Miss Tedra Gordon. That was our host earlier today. And for Dr. Nicole Branwell, thank you, ladies, so much. Of course, we want to thank Mrs. Moore for allowing us to be on here for the presentation. But I know you're wondering, okay, how do I get started? We heard all this amazing information. I hope you were able to take some notes down. So we have two ways. One, you can become a customer. If you're not looking for the business, that's fine. Please support the person that invited you here and be their customer. All right. We love our customers as well. And regardless if you want, hey, if you don't want to make extra money, that's on you. But we still need the patches. All right. We still need peace. Everybody needs peace. Okay. So just start there. But we still need peace. We still need these patches just to live day to day. We have an excellent customer program. If you refer other customers, you will get a $30 credit on your next set of patches that you're going to order, right? So even if you don't want to full blown do the business, you can still get benefits for being a customer and referring other customers. But for those of you ready to patch 1,000,000 people and make an extra income as well as an extra impact in your communities and people around you, this is the exciting news for you this month. It is only $1 for you to get signed up with Superpatch and join our team for the month of October. All right, just $1. Plus, of course, you're going to go in and get the pack that fits you best to get your patches so that you have some for you and you have some to go out do stability tests on your neighbors, on your coworkers, your church members, family and friends, and everyone. All right. So we have a great pack. A lot of us came in on the $12.99 pack, and I'm gonna tell you that really is the best pack. All right, you get 40 packs of patches, customizable. So that's why it's good because you can choose what you want. All right. So if you know the network of people that you have, you can cater that package to that network. All right. So $12.99 gets you 40 packs of patches. And for the month of October, if you come in on that pack and you get 3 other people to join you on that pack, you are guaranteed a $1,500 bonus. I think it's $1,585 to be exact for this month. And that doesn't include your retail because you're going to still have those patches that you can retail and make money from. You're going to have residual income, weekly pay, residual income, monthly pay. You can really get yourself set up for a real business coming in on that $12.99 pack. All right. Now, if that's not for you, that's okay. There are different packs that you can choose from. Please get back to the person that invited you to this Zoom, and they will go over all the packs with you, and you can choose the one that will be best. But at bare minimum, you have to keep your account active with just 2 packs of patches. So if anything, get you a liberty, get you a freedom so that you can do balance tests on people. You can start relieving people of their pain. They're going to start feeling that immediately so they can go in and become a customer of yours. Okay. So it's really no convincing. I mean, it's either you want to live a longer life or no. Do you want to live a better quality of life or no? Hey, this is where we are. This is the future of wellness, and you can get right in front of it. All right. You know how we always looking at stuff like, oh, I wish I knew about that when that first came out. This is that. Okay. This is that. All right. 6 months from now, this is going to be viral, and you do not want to look back and call your friend like, I should have got in when you told me. Just get in today. All right. It's $1. And you have that. Call your friend up, call your family member, whoever invited you, get their link, get in today, get your patches, and we're going to get you plugged into the team. And you're going to help us patch 1,000,000. And we're going to be right back here next Monday. And you're going to have some people on the line to hear the information as well. Okay. So I love you all. Thank you so much for getting on and spending your time with us. And we will see y'all at the time. All right. Have a great evening.